So, you want to become the game developer and do not know how. Spoiler alert, there is no right way. But I will tell you my way, how I made up like professional game developer, what was my way, and the issues, I would say, let's say issues, but they're like problems that you will face in any way, and my advice, just advice how to handle it, but it's all up to you. So get comfortable, just have a seat or something like that, and listen me on background. This is gonna be the talkative video. And by the way, I'm not English speaker, so sorry for my language. Let's go. And the bonus at the end of the video. The video is the unannounced trailer of an unannounced game. The current state of the game is frozen. I want to get the feedback from you to know what do you think about this game, what your thoughts, feelings, suggestions, emotions, something like that. This trailer is like the demonstration of our possibilities. This is the previous experience. This game was made by two of us without support, and you can imagine what we could do with your support. These questions I got the most. How I became the developer? Well, basically thanks to modding support. Thanks for the games that brought the modding support, the ability to modify the games. Mostly these games are from millennial century, like 2000. The games like Disciples, Gothic, Oblivion, Skyrim, Vampire the Masquerade, GTA, and more and more. And of course the World of Warcraft. Well, this was the starting point of me as the developer. Well, I think the most developer knowledge was gained from the GTA San Andreas. Me and my brother at the time, we made the largest website for the modern community, for the Russian modern community. We made a lot of mods and developed the massive knowledge about modeling, texturing. Yes, basically modeling and texturing. This was like the first big step into this area. In general, this gave us the knowledge that we can change games, adjust them for ourselves, something like that. So basically, after that, there was a like period of silence in our lives, just regular lives of simple dudes from Belarus, nothing really important, just playing games, doing our lives, something like that. There are some new games coming out, and we're like, well, let's play it. And sometimes from the boring, we made the game mods for ourselves, something like that. The starting point, and I would say the most important point, was the Skyrim modding. For the history, I was the first guy who wanted to make the Gothic Remake on the Skyrim engine. I was like, it's funny because I was playing the World of Warcraft, the Frozen Throne, and I was like, well, the Gothic game, wow, that was the super awesome game. Why I would not to try to recreate the map from the Gothic in Warcraft with the Frozen Throne. And I had the success of completing this task. But after that, I was like, there is a Skyrim creation kit. Why not to recreate the Gothic world in the Skyrim? Thus, the Skyrim in Gothic on the Skyrim was appeared. Well, basically, this mod was completed, was finished. Maybe you saw it somewhere on the internet. Maybe you can even download it, play it, check it. It should be somewhere there. Just it was the free mod just for the community, just for fun, something like that. Well, after that became the CryEngine. It's quite funny name of the engine. It was a lot of struggle and effort, I would say. Well, after the completing the mod for the Skyrim, I was like, wow, the Gothic game is like super game. For that period of time, it was something like mind-blowing. The details, the immersive state of the game, something like that. And was like, well, I had the success in Skyrim, so let's create the remake of the Gothic in CryEngine. That was the second step. Well, spoiler, we had to finish the development of the Gothic. Well, because the owners of the Gothic had the plans to create the Gothic Remake, so we like split our ways. But it was the mutual decision because it brought too much task for me and for my brother, so it was too much for us. But anyway, at that period of time, the Unreal Engine became a free engine. So we're like, what is the Unreal Engine? And both of us, we are the fans of Unreal Tournament. So it was something like an honor for us to check the engine on which the Unreal Tournament was made. So we have checked the engine, and it turns out that it's really easy to learn, and the process of learning is super fast. So thus I'm going to the point how it was all started. This is the important thing. The important thing that we were inspired by the Gothic, and we had some sort of inner feeling. We wanted to recreate the Gothic, starting on the Warcraft, then on Skyrim, then on CryEngine, and then we wanted to make our own something like Gothic game. And thus this inner inspiration pushed us to learn a lot about the programming and development. So this was like the key point is you need to have the idea in your mind. The idea what you want to achieve. From that idea, you will see the path, you will see the end destination, and the path you will make the path automatically. This is the key point. You have to see the end vision of the task, and this is the myth busting moment. You don't need to have super knowledge about the programming. You don't need to have a degree in the programming or design or 3D modeling. You don't need to be a genius or something like that. You just need to have something in your mind that you want to achieve, and you need just to try and make it. What I mean is you take the task, make the Gothic game the task. The whole task is like super huge, super difficult. No fancy words. It's hard as hard. Trust me. But when you're like, how to say, the young person with a lot of free time, you come to the right place to fulfill the hard task. Well, let's go back to the trail. You have the big task, create the Gothic. But the key point is this task contains with a lot of small ones. And you need to focus on each of them, just small ones. For example, in Gothic, you have the inventory. So the logic step is how to make the inventory. So you start the digging, you start read the material, you start to Google it, to search on YouTube or anywhere else how to make the inventory. And you just try to replicate it. That's the most important part. You learn the alphabet of the development. From the inventory, you will know about the arrays, classes, spawn, despawn, storage, load. After that, you will go to the UI, the icons, the structure, the visual, the drag and drop, and something like that. The arrays is A, the UI is B, and you now is able to combine A and B, and you got the small task completed, the C. This is how the development is really in. This is the real development. You just work and try. You seek the right ways how to implement a certain feature. And the combination of small features is the bricks for this pyramid called Gothic. And I want to warn you and to point it that you need to learn how to be creative. There is no a single method how to be a creative person. You just need to figure out somehow by yourself. What I mean about the creative, you need to adaptate a certain things to your needs. I guarantee there are almost maybe for today there are, but at my times there was like no specific tutorials how to make the feature A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There was like no information, just some regular basic like how to make character to jump, something like that. So you need to see for example, their programming in a creative way. For example, you see the tutorial how to make the inventory horizontally, but you know that you need to make it vertically. So, I mean, you need to get the task to find the solution in a creative way. So you maybe right now you know how to make the horizontally, But then you started to know about the component that's make them store like that. So you change the code in a way that you store them in a rows, like something like that. This is the example. Or maybe like this. Yes, like this. You have learned how to jump. After that, you go to the game editor and starting the prototype in the level, like placing the cubes. You need to jump. After that, you have learned how to make the menu. Good, great. After that, you have learned how to make the overlap event. So now, be the creative one. Create your own map, so like try to combine these three elements. Place the cube, so you have to jump over it. There will be an overlap actor, which opens the menu. This is it. The three like basic task, and you need just to combine them, and you create something unique. Now the second side of that method, to find the end goal. This is like the issue of 99% of the developers, and including myself, that the developers want to make something really big, something really special, like the classic one. Create the MMO, multiplayer, massive online play game, like open world, servers, modding support, something like that. You can grab the caravans, of course. Yes, sure. You will have like 50 guilds. You will get like 60 races. You can like fly, jump to the moon, travel to the space, from the space to the parallel universe. This is the typical goal of the most developers. And this, I would say, this approach has two sides. The first side is like you have like the goal. You know the pieces, what needs you to make. Great. This gives you the knowledge, the experience. So you like the obsessed person, you just making these pieces, and your knowledge is growing, your experience is growing. So this is basically the best way of learning to code, is just make the code. Just you have the task and make it. The second side of this method is it's on practice it's almost impossible to finish your goal. Really, I'm sorry to say, but the funny thing, you won't listen me. You will not, because then I had the same advice. I was like, this is not about me. I will make the coolest, the greatest, the largest, etc. And this in the end gives like the burnout. So it's like the double-edged sword. From that point, from one point you get the massive knowledge about the program, and from the other point, from the other side, you get the burnout. And like the loss of motivation, the loss of productivity, and like sometimes the loss of the hope, but it's temporary. So my advice, I know that a lot of you won't listen. It's okay, it's normal. It's super normal. But anyway, my advice, to you is to have like two projects. First one is like the big one, the vision. You're practicing, you're making something, you're practicing, and you're making, practicing. And the second one is like the project that you have the specific the deadline, the small amount of feature, and like ready to be released in a reasonable period of time. The cool thing about this big project is you will have the massive knowledge about the development, just a tremendous amount of knowledge. And in my case, that gave me the opportunity to go into game dev like professionally. So I had the job. So my interview was like I was showing my projects that I was making for myself. The project of my Gothic Remake, of the models, of the functions like the game feature, gameplay feature. Such big portfolio will give you the opportunity to work in the game development. And after that, you need to figure out what to do next with your professional journey. And as soon as you got to your current state, your current top, you need to decide what to do next. Just to develop your professional knowledge in the specific sphere, so you will like become a really tremendous professional. I mean, super high level, or just continue the grind. I don't know how to say it. As for myself, I think I continue the grind because I had this some sort of unstoppable thought in my head that I want to make something really special, something like that. So I'm like still till today continue developing the supermassive game. This game is called Prohibition Vibe. I'm really excited to share about this game and also to share about my knowledge in the development and to share my knowledge to help people to learn something like that. So I welcome you everybody to my streams, to my channel, to see my journey with Prohibition Vibe. So basically that's it. This is how you need. This is what you need to do to become the developer. Just do the games, do the code. You need to have a certain task and need to figure out how to make this task happen. If you have any questions, suggestions, what you would like also to hear from me, leave the comments and see you soon. Bye.